All right, good morning. Here we are. I can do this again. It's about 8:23. I'm actually already started this workout. I, I'm all the way to the seventh set of eight on the push-ups, so I don't have a lot of time here to introduce what's going on. I am doing CaliMove. Um, it's the advanced to the third section of the CaliMove program. There's five sections. Um, this says it's week four. The first week is like a test week. It's you basically do 3 days of just a bunch of single exercises, single set exercises. So it goes pretty fast. I crammed them all into one day, and then I started the workout. So week two is the first real workout of the program, and then we go on to week three, which I did not put on here. They were both pretty light. They were four sets, 60-second breaks, and four exercises, just like we're doing here. It's basically the same exercises, except now it's ramped up. We're doing 8 sets, 20-second breaks, and I really shouldn't be taking this break in the middle of it all. It's actually quite difficult, even though it's incline push-ups and steeper um, body rows, which means you're more upright. It's still quite a bit when you're doing 30 to 50 and you're doing slow ups, which means you go down normally, but you come up with a count of three, which is really slow. So you're burning a lot of energy just coming up. So getting up to that 30, I did while I was setting up. I had to do another set of my push-ups because I was getting too long of a break in there, and I did 40, which actually puts me on the last set. That's why I need to put that in. But I kind of guessed the weight on the inclines. Um, and it's necessary for me to do that in order to get through these. So I'm going to just get to it. I think I do need to put down a mat, and then I will, let's just get going here. Let's get myself switched over. I will go get myself adjusted. Be right back. Okay, guess that's it. Uh, so I'm going to try for 40 again. Long break. I should easily be able to hit 40. Incline push-ups are that easy. This will repeat at some point. I'm just going to kind of keep going. The next time I do this, it's going to be 8 sets of the other items. So let's keep going here. Okay, so I got to do 3 seconds up. I got to slow down here. It's fast down. So we're doing a full scapula stretch. So basically I'm trying to get out to the fully rounded. I'm not trying to arch my back here like this. I want to still be straight down here, but then I arch my back up into this position. So it extends the scapula. It actually makes them a little bit more challenging. And of course, how you go down and up. Now this is a lot of reps, 30 to 40. This is only like 7 right here. And I tend to start picking up speed because I'm not paying attention. It's weird to do really high inclines. I don't like to do high inclines, but when you're supposed to do 30 to 50, and I'll tell you, after this long break, these are not too bad. But when I did the first 5 sets, I didn't have these long breaks, and then I decided to stream. And I did the first set on the rings. It was incline, but it was still on the rings, and that's a lot more challenging because you have to stabilize, and you're going, kind of quick down and slow up, and he has more stabilization to go in. And I was thinking, this is really hard. So I moved over to the block, which is like he's doing. He's doing it at 20 inches. So I said, well, I'll do it at 20 inches. I'm at 20. This is 22, I think. But anyway, with only 20-second breaks, the 30 to 40 is actually pretty difficult. After the third try, especially with the slow downs. I think that's 30. $35. 7. So I did 50 because I could. I had a longer break. It was easier to get to. So, all right, that was the last set. So, all those things combined, I said, let's do the max. You can see it's supposed to be a 10. So this is basically you're going to burnout. You're going to your highest number you could possibly get to. We only get 60-second breaks here. And then it's again, 20-second breaks, 30 to 50, high elevation or high angle. And I'll try to get those in. I've got 30 seconds. Now let's see if I could do these. 20-second breaks is all I get. So it basically means I probably need to drop my timer to 15. When the 15 hits, I have 5 seconds to get started. that much of a break. It's basically do the 20, catch your breath, do 20 more, or 30 more. It's 30 to 50, so it's quite a bit. It's one of the few exercises where you're not doing max on the squats. Usually you just do max reps, but in this case you're doing 30 to 50. And again, see there are three. Everything is three. One down to the easy part, three to the hard part. This is a higher angle than I usually use. They're slow, steady, and probably boring to watch, but I don't know, I decided to stream today. 6. Halfway there. Five, 25. Oh, I don't know if I can do that for 38 times. that's that's it's probably about the equivalent of doing maybe 160. I'm guessing because that bar it's normally 170 on that, but I'm down a step, which makes it easier. But I don't know, man. That's a lot of weight. I got to reduce my timer here. I'll set it at, oh no, I want to set it at 15. Yikes. Gotta go. All right, I'm increasing this. I don't think I can do whatever. I'll do what I can. And then I'll change it for the next set because it's just going to get harder and harder. That's 10. Ow. It's 20 only. I gotta increase the weight, elevation on that, or I'm not going to get very far. I'm losing juice, man. All right, I don't have much time, so I can't really dilly-dally while I'm switching here. Gotta switch it fast. Uh, See, I think time's up. Look at that. That's 15 seconds, but I've only got 5 seconds to get to this extra spot here. Oh, wait, nope, going the wrong way. We're going to go to here. So raise it up a little bit. I think this will drop it about 10 more pounds, if I remember correctly. I don't know how much it's going to help me any, but we'll see. I'm pretty tired already. – 11. – 15. – 20. – 25. Okay. It was easier, but it's still really hard. Whew. I could definitely feel myself burning out. And this next one, I don't have any excuse for going slower. There we go. See if I can get anywhere here. Ten. Fifteen. 17. Uh, 22. I can't get to 25. I'm so tired. And I still got 4 sets to go, man. This is so many sets. And then I'm looking at this guy doing that pretty steep angle, and I'm like, he's a beast, man. If he's doing 30 to 50, if he's doing 50, oh my gosh. I don't think his angle's lower than mine, but still, I can't do 30 to 50. I'm losing it at 20. Oh, look, my 5 seconds is up already, or my 10 seconds, my 5 bonus seconds is even up. And, uh, it's my wrists that seem to really be burning out. Wrist and bicep. Seven, 8, 9, 10. I got it, man. 13. Oh yeah, just feeling the burn. Feeling the burn everywhere. 13. Oh, I'm deteriorating like a banshee. It's turning into a burnout, man. Oh, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. I'm over the limit. My wrists are just like turning into jello, man. My grip. 7, 8, 10. I can't. It's only 12. Just, I'm feeling it in my wrist too much. I'm so weak. I still have 2 more sets to go. Don't sit down, Ken, because your time's up. Come on, wrists, wake up. You're not done. Ah, oh, this is so crazy hard. 5, 7, 10. 13. 1, 5, 0, 13, go. Oh, 1 more to go. 1 more to go. Oh wait, did I? It's only supposed to be 8 sets here. How come I don't know what I did there. Okay. Oh, I can just feel it. My whole upper arm here is just jello. Five. 8, 9, 10, 12, 16. I did 16. Oh. All right. I'll be glad to be done with those. Okay, so they're not jump squats, by the way. These are supposed to be just regular old everyday squats. How come I have them set as jump squats? Switch jump, speed lunge, deep squat. Here we go. Okay, so these are just down as low as you can go, but it's 3 slow coming up. And I've got, was that a whole minute? I didn't feel like a minute. I was like 15 seconds. I don't know. Oh, because it had the rest for that last thing is 15, not the rest in between. They don't have rest between exercises. It's just kind of weird, really. But, all right. I think my time's up, though. Even then, it's up. Okay, so now, gotta figure out where the camera's gonna sit. Guess we can pull it down here a little bit, and I'll use the mat. That should be good. All right, so gonna be doing 20, 30 to 50 again, but we're doing slow ups. That's just regular old body weight squat. All right, so do I need those anymore? I don't think I need those anymore. Okay. All right, so body weight squats, 30 to 50. Here we go. Arms don't matter where they're at. Ultimately, it's just where it's comfortable. But you want to go deep. And slow up. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to throw in some calves because that's easy enough on this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is really weird. Okay, so this knee over the last months has been popping and crackling and whatever. Left knee, never an issue. Today, my left knee is popping and cracking. My right knee's not doing anything. I don't know. I don't know what I did to change that up. 10. Like I said, it's 30 to 50. I'll probably do 30. I don't know how anybody does 50. I mean, I could probably do more than 30, but I'll get bored. I get bored. So I might add weight if I feel like I need to do more than 30. 'Cause I think I'm about 19, something like that. I did lose track. Let's just see if I can focus on that. Make this 20. 27. All right, so I did 35. I feel that's a good number for the moment. Um, usually, why does this say? Oh, I usually say half my body weight. So right now it's around 92. I haven't checked my weight today. And I did 35. So the weights you see on my history, uh, or the reps and the weights, are kind of misleading because some of them are uh, ones. You go down and push up, down, up, which is a little easier to get more reps in. The slow, the slow counts coming up kind of burn you out. Oh, and did I even change my timer? What's my timer set at? I don't know. I won't know until I'm done, but I'm pretty sure it was 20 seconds. So let's get going on the next one here. That's why I'm not going to add weight, even though I did more than 30, because it's probably just going to get harder. Okay, 14, I think. 15. 16. Uh, 20. 5, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have to admit, I think my legs are turning into jello. I'm starting to feel wobbly. uh, and I only have 8 more sets to go. No, 6 more sets. I mean, see, I can't even count. 8 minus 2 is 8. No, I'm never gonna get there. That's my time, man. 20 seconds is done. That's what I'm saying, man. This gets crazy hard. Five. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 1. 2. 3. 4. 6. 7. 8. 9. Okay. 30. So based on the sweat and my unwillingness to keep going, you can tell I'm tired. uh, these slow 3 ups are hard, man. Okay, so I thought I had a towel here somewhere. Here it is. I did do a little bit of warm-up today. I did the calisthenics warm-up. They have a warm-up, 20 minutes. It's about 20, maybe 15 minutes. Uh, all right, I've only done 3 sets. I've only got 5 more to go. Let me see if I can fix something here. You're like, wasting time, you're stalling. Maybe. Subconsciously, possibly. I would go, that's probably a fair assessment. Subconscious state. Let me know if this is too dark. I'll have to, let me know. Trying to see which one is closer to reality. I think I only did 5, so I gotta keep going here. All right, I think I'm at 22 right here. Thirty. Say 35. I was able to do a little bit more because I took a slightly longer break there, which helped a lot in a sort of kind of way. But seeing as I'm only halfway there, so I got this water thing. You can see behind me. Allows me to get water right away. But the problem is, got a second hand, and It needs to be cleaned out. Just had the water has a kind of a funny stale taste. So, I mean, so I don't know if I have to replace the hose on it or just run some. You're just supposed to empty it out completely. Then you're supposed to run the kind of like percentage bleach through it. Kills whatever's in there. It doesn't have that much. It doesn't have like a tank, much of a tank. A little bit of a tank just to hold cold water, but I can't use it yet, so I gotta try to clean it up a little. All right, my 20 seconds is up. I gotta keep this mist moving. I'll never get done. Let's push this over slightly so I don't have to be so centered. I don't have to push it too much. Because now I can move over on the front camera. Coming down fast, or at least in one, then 3 count up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, don't waste time. I gotta record this before I use up all my time just recording it. I doubt I'm getting 35 this time. It's like you barely feel like you rested with 20 seconds. Catch your breath and go again. I don't know if I'm getting a cramp in my leg or what. Starting to 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 34, 35. I started counting over at 20. I don't know, smaller numbers, easier for my head to follow. But I did do 35. Easier to follow because my brain goes higher numbers, start losing track. Especially when I'm exhausted and I don't want to count no more. Only 2 more sets to go. But I have the calf press, the little extra I'm throwing in there, that's getting really hard. I've a couple of times there I was like, maybe I should just stop pushing up onto the calves. They're getting really tired. 13, 14, 15, 20, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh boy. Whew. Almost there, maybe, kind of, sort of. On the upside, there's only one more exercise after this. That'll only take a month to do. This takes really long with these slow counts. High reps, slow counts. Makes these workouts take too long. How long have I been on here already? Almost an hour just streaming. And I had already started the workout before that. Oh. Okay. Ten. 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Okay. Pushed it a little bit. Just like, it's funny because I was noticing while I did that, the previous sets, that I was like, it gets really hard around 25, but it doesn't seem to be getting harder. It just stays really hard. Not like I'm suddenly going to stop. So I was kind of trying to see at what point it was going to drop off again. Because like 25, I was like, okay, this is really tiring. But I'm going. I went to 30. I was like, and then I go to 35. So I was going to 35. I'm like, well, this is the last set. Let's just keep going and see if I can get to 40. Alexa, cancel. And then I'd get to 40. I'm like, well, maybe a little bit more. I keep going. I said, well, shoot, let's go for 50. It's like, it never really dropped off. Of course, it started dropping off about mid 40s, but I was, well, it's not dropping off the cliff. I'm not suddenly falling down. I've only got a few to go. So I went to 50. So yeah, I might have more in me in those previous sets because these are supposed to be 10s going to full. But man, it's so hard to mentally just keep going because it's such a long amount of work. I'm telling you, it's a long time to be lifting. Okay, well, only thing left are these hollow body crunches. And those have to be 30 to 52. I just do a weighted crunch, I think, is all I'm doing for those. Because I can add weight if I want to. That's the only reason I do it. And I do add, I figure, what do I do? I've been doing 10 pounds as a base. 10 pounds for these ones. That's why it says 22, because I was using a medicine ball. I just hate doing numbers that are above 30 because it just takes so long. Okay, so I'm going to have to drop this camera a notch. I think the position's at that. And then, do I move that one slightly? Don't have a lot of room to move it at this point because I think it's going to start seeing other stuff like my water cooler and other things are going to start getting in the way. See, yeah, it's not quite in the way yet, but we're getting there. This ought to be fine. Ultimately, I'm just trying not to, cut off too much of the exercise. Okay, so my minute's up. Let's get to it. Now you can see he's doing bear crunch, which is knees up. It's the easiest form of the hollow body, but you're lifting up, you're supposed to be lifting up your hips and your shoulders. So, and it's not shoulders minus head, it's shoulders with head. So you gotta lift up like this and then like this. So you can see that there's a little bit of a gap between my tush and the ground, and the lower back should always be on the ground. So even if you're extending your legs for more difficulty, you're still trying to lift that lower body up just a little bit. Now, granted, it's harder when it's down here, but it doesn't mean you can't lift up your lower body. It just means you have to work harder. I don't know if you're supposed to go up slow. 1, 2, 3. 14. Three, 4. 7, 8. Oh yeah. Uh, uh, uh. I know I only get 20 seconds. I am not doing 30 again at that speed. I'll be lucky if I do 20 again at that speed. 15, 19, 20. Uh, 14, 16, 17, 18. It's 20. I gotta get up and record. I am so tired. I only got, what I did 25, 20, and dropping. All right, so 22, I only did 25. Actually, it was only 10. It's like I said, it's so misleading because I've never done 3 counts. 3 counts are crazy slow. Just going and going back up, I could do 50, 60, 70. But when you do 3 counts, it's like dividing it by 3, right? So if you do 60, you can do 20 because you're taking 3 times as long in the air while while your muscles are engaged. So yeah, it's definitely quite a bit different. I don't even have any drink left. I can't use my water thing. I get it out of the tap. Am I doing something wrong? He doesn't even go all the way down. He just comes down to where I don't know, his shoulder touches. He keeps his legs in the bent position. He's not doing any of the lower body lift at all like I am. No legs extending or anything or even moving. But all he's doing is crunching. But look how long he extends. He never drops his shoulders all the way to the ground. And then he goes 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2. Guy's a brute, man. Guy's a brute. All right, let's go. I know it's way more than 20 seconds, but I needed the break. I needed it, man. That's only 2 sets. I got 6 to go. Ugh. Now, this is not what they're aiming for. They typically want you to, like, say, lift your legs. You should feel engaged even when your shoulders are down. Okay, so your shoulders are here. You should still feel like the muscles are engaged. You can see that I've got a little bit of extra flab here because I've been eating too many sweets lately. It's not a pretty sight. It's certainly nothing like him. All right. So there's your 6 pack. I got two, 1, 2, and then whatever that is. I don't think that's a 6 pack. That's just a pillow. Uh, I think part of it is I'm starting to lose it. Such a long workout. I don't like workouts that go for an hour and a half. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds per lift. When you're doing 30 is like what, 2 minutes? 2 minutes per exercise, and you're doing 8 of them. That's assuming you can get through them all, but whatever. So it's 2 times 8, 16 minutes per exercise. That's over an hour, and that's not counting the minute break in the middle and any laziness you would encounter. 3, 8. 15. 8. 19. 22. I set my stopwatch. Only got 3 seconds left. 4. 11. 13. 14. 15. 16. 18. 19. Okay. So I did 22. I did 10 pounds 22 times, and then I did 10 pounds. It's more than 10 pounds, by the way. I just have no idea what it is. So I just guess. And then I did 20 times. My watch says it's already 40 seconds since I stopped. Jiminy. That's really hard to do 20 seconds at it. I would definitely hit 0. 6, 7, 10. Oh. 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. Oh, shoot. Okay. I need water. Okay, so that was set whatever. And now we'll do set whatever number 2. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. 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 17, 18. Oh. All right. I'll set whatever number 2. In a moment, we'll be doing set whatever number 3, and then I'll probably have to log. I just did 20, 20. Oh, it's 21 seconds. 1. 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. 3 sets. The last one was 22. I mean, last was 22. 10, 20, 20, 22. So we got 10, 20, 20, 22. Oops, plus a set. And log set. Oops, skip rest, log set. No, log set. Skip rest, log set. Got one more to go. Record all my things. Okay. Yeah. 1, my back is sticking to the mat, and it's driving me bonkers. Thirteen, 14, 15, 19, 20. Oh, my head's getting too heavy for my body. Oh, 25-ish. Because I probably took a few too many breaks and, probably wasn't 25. I mean, it was 25. It just wasn't 25 done at the pace, the exact pacing and break time as it should have been. So when you do a lot of abs, cobra pose, man. Actually, child's pose is pretty good too. Both of them can stretch out the abs, but the cobra pose will stretch you out more down the hip flexors. You can kind of feel it here because your back, if you can get it nice and straight, you can feel it kind of stretching out your abs and your shoulders, which I just did some shoulder stuff with the pulls and the presses. This doesn't do anything really for the legs because they're bent up, they're not stretching, but cobra pose can actually help a little bit with that because again, you're doing the hip flexors. Oh, keep your neck elongated. Now, I think some people actually put their legs down. I don't know if it helps, but I like to lift. I feel like it stretches more. And one more cobra pose. those abs stretched out a little. Ugh. And that's it, folks. That's my CaliMove workout currently. Day whatever the heck it is. I don't know. What is it? Day 24 of part 3. So now I don't stream the entire workout. If you think you'd be interested in doing CaliMove, I suggest checking it out. It isn't terribly expensive. You can buy one package at a time, like you do beginner, advanced, or beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then whatever the other two are called, because I don't know why advanced is the middle one. But I think people are like intermediate, novice. I think it should be like beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced, and then expert. Then you got all 5. That would be better. That would be better. But that's not how they do it. They may have expert. Experts like you're doing muscle ups and pistol squats and planche push-ups. I don't know if I'm getting to planche push-ups. To be honest, I'm getting through these. I'm getting the workouts done. I'm doing them like I'm supposed to. But I don't feel like I'm any closer to doing an actual planche push-up. I guess we'll find out when we get there. I mean, just doing a planche hold is going to be hard enough. I am stretching. My wrists are getting better as far as strength goes. My shoulders are getting better, but I just don't feel like I'm going to do it at the pace that this is. I'm actually going a little faster because I've squished some stuff together. But regardless, I think it's actually a pretty challenging workout. So, plus, I don't get to take protein anymore. Well, because I can't afford it, being out of work. So there's no protein for me. So it does slow things down. It leaves you sore more. Protein, if you're taking it regularly before your workouts, during your workouts, whatever, as well as during the day, and you're getting the amount of protein that you need when you're doing strength exercises. It'll accelerate the muscle recovery, and it'll reduce soreness. So I tend to be sore pretty consistently these days. I've noticed that. That's the one thing. It's just like all my workouts, it's like I'm sore for longer. It's a little bit more intense. It's not so bad. It's not like, I mean, I've been working out long enough, my body doesn't but it's just more there. I can just feel it, the tightness, the dragging on. And being unemployed, I had to cut out the it's too expensive. Protein's like $60 a jug, and that's for the best value. That's like getting the one I like the best, which is 100% natural. Uh, Costco is actually coming out with their own. It looks a little bit like the 100% natural bags, so I don't know if they're doing a deal with them and they're just getting them, branded. I don't know what they're doing, but ultimately they're coming out with their own. It looks like they're getting rid of 100% natural because it was a really good deal there, but their new one is a lot cheaper. So I'm going to try it. Hopefully it isn't too bad. Hopefully it's similar to the one I like. Um, it's only $48 for about the same amount. Usually when you buy protein, uh, it's similar in price, 40, 50, $60, but you get a lot less. Your scoops, the number of days that you can do, um, the number of servings you get is a lot less. And that's the big gotcha, right? Some places, some like Athlete on X will claim that they get more protein per scoop, but their scoops are bigger than most everybody else. So yeah, more protein per scoop. Well, their scoops are bigger, their servings are bigger. They have like a 30-gram serving versus 100% natural is like, I think it's 24 grams or something. So yeah, or 20, it might be 20 grams, I don't know. But either way, they have a bigger serving that would compensate for pretty much the extra 5 or 6 grams of protein you're getting compared to 100% natural. But theirs is 50 some dollars, and if you buy it at Costco, it's about 60 for Costco's, and you get like double the amount of scoops. So it's way better, um, and I really like it. It's the one of the better calorie to protein ratio. So you're only getting 100 to 120 calories depending on the flavor you get. Um, but anyway, I'm not taking protein these days because it's too expensive. It's one of those things I had to cut out. I cut out some of my other endurance Gatorades, my long runs, because it's a little bit more expensive. So when I go do long runs, it has more of the electrolytes, a little bit more sodium, which you need when you're running sometimes. A little bit more, it's not a ton, but enough that it helps with the hot summer runs. Can't do that anymore. And not that I don't run, I still run, but I just find that my my body's response to things is a little bit more difficult sometimes because there's no supplementing. The only thing I kept so far is my pre-workout. I've only had to buy it a couple times. It is still kind of expensive. So yeah, it's making things a little bit more challenging for the workouts. Um, but that's life, right? Once I get a job again, I will start to what do you call it? Add on those things back to my workout and try to see if I can get hopefully my muscles will recover a little bit better again, and I'll be able to see some better responses. I'm actually doing all right. I'm still finding that I feel like I'm progressing. It's weird though. That's why I have to go to the gym every now and then to actually push heavy weights because when you're doing body weight all the time, it still feels. I mean, it's hard. It's challenging. It's been hard challenging all the way. I've been pushing it every time, but it still feels weird. It still feels like I need to have actual weight on me sometime to prove that I'm not faking it, that I'm really pushing at gaining and doing. But one of the things it's a transition because weightlifting is a different thing altogether, and you find that your body's density and physical capable strength. Like one thing I can do now, I can do deep squats a lot better. I still don't like to do them with weights, but I can actually go all the way down now pretty easily. You see me doing them here. I was doing 30, 35, and it's not that hard anymore. Yeah, I used to get really tired, fatigued, because that deep, I wasn't used to engaging the muscles at that level, but I've been doing a lot more of these pistol squat exercises, a lot more deep squat exercises. Everything here goes all the way down. I usually go until my calves touch my thighs or quads, whatever it is. That's, yeah, hamstrings. Quads touch my hamstrings. That just tells me I went all the way down. And then I try to engage coming back up, which engages a lot more again, the hamstrings and the glutes. But the glutes are kind of involved all the way. Anyway, you engage your core, keep your core engaged, and you're able to go, hey, Wrinkly Fruit, how you doing? Okay, so protecting your knees, one thing is do body weight. That's one way to do it because that's more of a natural support. But you got to really focus. In fact, when you're doing squats, especially deep squats, you got to really work on your form. In fact, if you're having trouble or you're worried about your form, it's better to go to a body weight and slowly add weight. It's better to work your way from no weight to more and doing different reps. Okay, so there's things that the biggest risks with squats are your back and your knees, right? Because those are the biggest concerns. So the biggest thing you got to consider is you got to stay going down. You got to keep your back straight. You've heard, I don't know if you've ever heard people talking about like the shelf when you go to squat. You want this piece to kind of come out so that when you're going out, you kind of can, your back, your buns kind of create a shelf. Now, of course, gals, whoever who've been doing a lot of squats and have been working out a lot, they have a bigger shelf because they have a bigger butt. But either way, that's the whole point. When you're coming down, you want to keep that natural curve in your back so that when you're coming down, it comes down. Now, your knees, on the other hand, so that's protecting your back, right? You want to keep your core tight. You'll notice that if you just tighten your core, and I'm not talking about just your abs, I'm talking about your hips as well. Your what is it called? I can't remember. But anyway, if you tighten everything, you want to feel like your sides are coming in and your back is tight and your core is tight. So when you pull all that together and then you do your squats, your back will stay straight better. In fact, focus on that when you're coming up as well, and that'll help straighten you up, and it'll actually help lift you up because what it'll do is it'll tighten your glutes as well as you're doing it, and it'll force you to kind of come up straight, keeping your back protected. Now for your knees, some of the key elements with your knees is one, don't let them flail out or in for that matter. But you will notice that as you're lifting, a lot of times your knees want to go out. And so when you're doing body weight, it's easier to focus on your on your leg stability. So you want to make sure your knees are lined up with your toes. And so if you're doing a wider stance, your knees are going to go out slightly, kind of like that. So my knees line up with my toes. You don't want your knees coming in. You don't want your knees going out. So you'll notice that a lot of people will wear bands and stuff to kind of help focus your legs because you want to have them go out. You don't want your knees being pushed in, so you want to feel like you're pushing out against that band, and it helps build up that strength. But you want to keep the legs stable, and if they're shaking, that means you're probably too heavy. So you want to try to get that stability down where you can get focused. Um, so it's better to also consider. Yeah, you haven't? Yeah, I actually only heard of it the first time when I was watching, I don't know, one of these other streamers talking about the proper technique for working out, and they showed some examples of how people lift. I don't know if it's only going to be something you really notice with people who have big booties. But I think it's a good mental image to tell you that your lower back needs to be kind of back. That's basically what it's saying. You're not just keeping your core tight and going straight down. You're actually trying to keep it back and balanced. So you're trying to keep straight. So you just got to keep this lower part engaged. And if the muscles are tight and supportive, you will actually lift more sturdy as you're coming up. It's not just keeping it straight. You can keep your back straight and not engage your core, but that's still kind of, you're floppy. If your core tightens up, you'll notice that you can't really, everything up here and your glutes and everything tighten up because it's just part of tightening your core. You want everything solid, including your sides. So focus on the whole thing coming in tight. And then when you're coming down, it's going to keep your body straighter. And then focus again when you're coming back up and pushing that your core is staying tight all the way up. You don't want it to, start slacking off. And that's one of the things as you get heavier with weight. I'm not talking about your body weight, but the weight. You're going to start getting fatigued at those last ones. And the first thing that people stop focusing on just because it's getting so hard and they're trying to push really hard their legs is their core. And that's when their back gets in trouble. They could have a strong back and maybe it'll support them, but you start to kind of get lazy. You don't even realize that you're starting to slack forward. You got to really stay focused. This is why I hate using weights with squats. I feel uncomfortable with them. But and I'm talking about weights that are on your shoulders, or if it's just really heavy. You can do like I put a vest on and I just focus on my lift. One of the front lifts are actually a little bit better because if you're holding, it's hard to do with a barbell. There is a way to do it. You can put them up on your hands and flip them over like that. But if you just hold plates, like a 45-pound plate, if you're looking for a little bit more weight, or a medicine ball, I think it's more important to go deep than it is to go heavy because the deep is where you're getting full range of strength in your legs. And I was shocked how difficult it was to do deep, deep squats when I finally realized I needed to start doing deeper squats. You'll see like a lot of these guys who are really good professional lifters, and they're down like this with their weights. And they've got their back all arched, and they got the bar. I can't even put my arm up behind my back. My shoulders are troublesome. But it's not pain. It's just I can't do it. So I don't know how they're doing it. Because if I was like this, I'd have my bar be on my face and I'd be falling over. I can't do that. But they're down like this. And I noticed that when I started putting on any kind of weight, like if I'm just holding it like this and trying to lift, I was at beginning, that low area, I couldn't lift. I could not get the weight up because my legs weren't used to it. Because you really, once you get past the 90-degree space, this part of your legs, the hamstrings, start to kick in. That becomes a lot more part of the exercise, the lower you go. Now, if you're doing a regular squat and all you're doing is 90 degrees, where you're getting 90 degree on the leg, you're not engaging this lower part of your leg as much, and you're not finding it's just, you don't realize how much you're losing in that lift. So once I started doing this calisthenics thing, everything about it was deep squats, deep. You go all the way down, all the way down. And I was finding it to be interesting. Even with body weight, I was finding it challenging. I'd pick up weights, and yeah, I could still do way more than, I'm still pretty strong, but a lot of times the challenge for me was just not falling over or getting down deep enough. Now I'm finding it's gotten a lot easier to be down lower. I still don't do a lot of extra weight because I still hate adding weight, but I'll hold 25 pounds a bar, and then I just go until I'm tired, until I'm fatigued enough that it's challenging. So with CaliMove, they do high repetitions, or they say go till you're done, to your maxed. For me, 40, 50 reps will do it. If you want to do a good body weight, for me, one of the good body weight exercises, one of the better ones, is doing one-legged stuff, lunges, because then you can really focus on that one leg as it's going and coming back. I like step back lunges because I feel like you have more control. Um, so step back lunges, when you go back like this. And then you focus on this leg coming down. Now you can touch this knee. In fact, I try to because it makes me go low enough. But it allows me to focus on this leg as much as possible for each lift, right? So I can try to do it. You don't want to be wobbly. You want to go down as far as you can. People say don't let your knee go forward over your toes. I don't know. Now it's getting to that point where you're starting to hear the opposite. I mean, not the opposite saying do it. They're just saying don't worry about it. If you keep your knee stable, that's the important thing, stability, and you don't want to press into your leg. This is why I don't like forward steps. So if you go like this and go past your knee, there's that forward lunge on your knee, that's where I think is your risk. So if you do step back, there is no forward press on your lunge, it's just straight down. And I try to keep the weight on my back foot minimum, so if I can, kind of like it's not taking the weight, so it makes me come forward because I'm trying to put all my weight above my heel, or most of my weight, so that when I come up, I can almost just lift this foot and lift myself up. It puts majority of the weight on this leg. It allows me to stabilize on that leg. It also allows me to work on that full range of motion on the other leg each time. So again, you can get, and that it'll tire you out. Trust me, one-legged body weight workout on putting most of your weight on the front or on that leg, minimizing your touch here. If you feel like this leg is getting tired on the step back, then you're putting, a lot of weight on there. You want to get it more and more and more to where that back leg doesn't feel like it's doing anything. And that's the goal. Or not doing much. It's a balancing, so it's gonna be there. But be able to get your weight off of that foot as quickly as possible, maximize the resistance on this leg, and it'll improve your range of motion on your other leg, which is a part of the goal of a good deep squat. And if you're trying to do pistol squats, you got to get that range of motion on that leg because your quads, your ankles, they all need to get that accordion press going, and that's the big trick there. Anyway, I need to get back to work. uh, or not get back to work, get to work. Now, not work like I have a job, because I still don't have a job, and that's the whole protein spiel I said earlier, why I'm not doing protein anymore. But I do have some programming. I do a stream where I'm working on learning stuff. Programming, right now I'm working on Azure and Blazor and React, and just trying to learn these skills to the point where I can get a job using those skills, or if I do get a job using those skills, I can do the job. The reason I say or if I get, rather than get a job that uses those, is because I'm not sure with 0 years of experience or a few months of experience, jobs are going to hire me for that reason. They might take me for the things I already have, my C#, my SQL Server skills, and have those as a nice, hey, he's learned these things, they'll be good for future use. They're not the reason I'm getting hired. That's what I'm saying. I want to be able to have those as a nice to have while I'm looking for other jobs that use my actual skills, because anyway. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Hopefully you can tell me it's helping out, or you can see the difference for your workouts. It'd be kind of, I know it helped me a lot to learn those things. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was talking at the beginning of my stream that this knee over the last 4, 5, 6 months has been kind of popping, grinding a little bit. And I was like, oh, great, it's wearing out or whatever. Doesn't really hurt, but I could feel it, and it makes noise. I always turn on the music so that I don't hear myself, my knee popping. It's quiet enough that I don't hear it. But today I was doing my deep squats, and this knee didn't pop one time or grind, and my left knee, which has never made a popping noise at all, was doing all the popping grinding today. 6 months of all this leg, never this leg ever, and all of a sudden, bam, this leg's doing it. So what happened there, I don't know. So I have been doing some extra. I've been doing my massage gun on my calves because I've noticed they've been getting really tight, and maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe I'm loosen up the muscles around it, which is very common when you're working out a lot, running a lot, doing stuff. I'm noticing a lot more of these side effects without taking protein. It's like that. It's killing me, man. It's another reason I want to get a job soon so I can afford to start buying that stuff again. But hey, say la vie. Anyway, till next time. I should probably stop my workout, huh? I still have it going. Oh no, I've wasted who knows how much time on this. Oops. Oh well. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes I've been working out. Okay, well, granted I've been talking for the last 40, but 2 hours. That was that was goofy. Well, that's since I started it. I obviously my stream is not saying that because I actually started my workout, got through the first exercise mostly, and said, "Let's stream the rest of this. This is a good challenging workout, and I want to share it." But till next time, stay fit, stay healthy. Goodbye.